Well, welcome to the video guide for Ayaha and Otoha's Wrath Expert, the new Agato Uprising boss fight released as part of patch 1.21 of Dragalia Lost. My name is Xenozilus, and let's get straight to it. As a primer, Ayaha's attacks are blue and black and will inflict stun. Otoha's attacks are red and white and will inflict burn. Their persistent effect is Union, causing them to share the same health bar. Hitting them both at the same time during their first phase will increase the damage you deal, adding value to large area of effect skills. Throughout this phase, Ayaha and Otoha will intermittently cast Let's Play, granting them the Warabe Asobi effect. Warabe Asobi changes their affliction resistances and also grants them a pair of buffs. Tosenbo reduces the damage they take, nullify this buff by inflicting them with the damage over time affliction. Torianse gradually stacks a strength buff on them. Nullify this by inflicting them with a crowd control affliction. The nature of the Agato fights means that their rotations are not static. Mechanics may occur in different orders, or even be skipped entirely based on the amount of damage dealt to the boss. Unusually, this boss actually has 0 bog resistance, so you can actually bog them repeatedly over the course of the fight. For the Tosenbo mechanic, bog counts as a damage over time affliction. Anyway, let's go with the start of Phase 1. The fight opens with a purple dash attack from both Ayaha and Otoha, followed by the next attack, Zukurobashi. Ayaha will target the player furthest from her with a small red circle, spawning a prison. Getting hit by this, or even touching the prison afterwards, will lock you in the prison for its duration, rendering you unable to act. At the same time, Otoha will target the prison with a large purple rectangle, dealing a moderate amount of damage to adventurer's hit. This is followed by a series of red and purple telegraphs from both enemies. Dodge and iframe these as necessary. The next mechanic on the list is Kirikiri Mai. Ayaha and Otoha teleport to the center of the arena, creating a small red circle and larger purple donut AoE. The circle resolves first, so it is possible to roll into the circle and dodge it at the same time, with appropriate timing. After a few named attacks, Ayaha and Otoha will also use a series of 4 purple dashes. They will target each player once, so dodge as necessary. Next up is Ura Omote. Ayaha and Otoha will go to the center of the arena and fire a beam across the diameter of the arena, rotating clockwise. The red beam will inflict burn, while the blue beam will stun. Avoid this by circling around them clockwise. Next is Hakayoi. Ayaha will run to the furthest player, trapping them in a prison and generating a weak spot. Otoha will slowly charge a large purple dash. Free the trapped player by destroying the weak spot. After destroying the weak spot, Ayaha will be open to attack, but still be sure to avoid Otoha's dash as it deals a large amount of damage. Destroying the weak spot will cause Otoha's dash to deal a large amount of damage to themselves, inflicting burn and immobilizing them for a short duration. Following this is Tenteko Mai. This teleports Ayaha and Otoha to the center of the arena, creating a large purple circle telegraph and a larger purple donut telegraph that, together, cover the whole arena. The circle will inflict stun while the donut inflicts burn, so stand in the appropriate section of the arena to avoid being afflicted. With a sufficient life shield, however, feel free to maintain uptime and keep smacking them. After this unavoidable damage, heal and shield as necessary. After this, the mechanics will repeat until you reach Phase 2. For Phase 2, after depleting the first health bar, Ayaha and Otoha will fuse into a new singular form. They'll start the new phase with a purple room-wide AoE. This will repeat intermittently throughout the fight, often paired with other mechanics. Shield and heal through this as necessary, and prepare to dodge the next attack. Antaga Torokosa. This attack will target the furthest player with a red, followed by purple rectangle telegraphs. These fire from the right and left handed respectively, so be careful not to stand in the telegraphs even if you aren't the targeted player. The red telegraph will imprison you until after the purple telegraph fires a damaging projectile. After this, Ayaha and Otoha will dash towards the furthest player with a red rectangular telegraph, followed by 2 red semicircle telegraphs from their right and left hands. Shortly after this, a double exclamation point telegraph warns of a short-range AoE around Ayaha and Otoha. This is avoidable with either iframes from skills or dodging. Next up is Midare Mai. This is a rapid sequence of 4 alternating donut and circle telegraphs. The colour pattern can either be red, purple, purple, red, or purple, red, red, purple. This will force you to dodge out and then in, or vice versa. I would avoid using skills to iframe, as the attacks resolve in quick succession. Ranged adventurers can simply stay out of range of the donut to safely deal damage. The circles will stun, while the donuts will inflict burn. Following this is Kagome Kagome, which grants Ayaha and Otoha the Warabe Asobi buff, as seen in Phase 1. This encircles a player with small red butterflies. After a short period of time, these will enlarge, spawning 3 purple circle telegraphs. Hitting the boss with these circles will deal a large amount of damage and also inflict burn. Next is Onigoko, which spawns a blue butterfly that targets the player furthest from Ayaha and Otoha. This butterfly should be baited into Ayaha and Otoha, which will deal a large amount of damage and inflict stun. If a player is hit by the butterfly, it deals a large amount of damage, likely killing the player even if you aren't the one being targeted, so stay clear while this mechanic is being solved. Next is Meguri Meguru. This is essentially the same as Uramote in Phase 1, except the beams start with a 90-degree offset. This is handled in an identical manner by dodging clockwise. Next is Hana Ichimonme. Ayaha and Otoha will become untargetable and retreat to the upper right edge of the arena. The player furthest from them will be targeted and tracked by 2 large purple rectangle telegraphs. This player should follow the boss into the upper right edge, as soon after, a large purple AoE is spawned under them. Once this circular AoE spawns, the rectangles will stop tracking, and the targeted player should retreat into the crescent-shaped safe spot. During this time, the other players should fan out, away from the upper right edge. Once the large purple circle spawns, a series of red butterflies with purple AoEs will spawn on all players, while all players are sucked towards the larger AoE. Players should take care not to overlap and clip each other with these butterflies. The final mechanic is Abukutata Nietata. Ayaha and Otoha will become untargetable in the center of the arena, spawning a pair of black and white butterflies. These butterflies will orbit them in the middle, slowly getting closer. Killing these butterflies will create debuff zones underneath them. The black butterfly creates a stunning zone, while the white butterfly creates a burning zone. Allowing either of these butterflies to reach the center will trigger room-wide AoE attacks, inflicting the corresponding status ailment. Once the butterflies have either been killed or reached the center, Ayaha and Otoha will descend and begin a series of red telegraphed dash attacks targeting the furthest player. Ayaha and Otoha can be baited into the debuff zones to inflict the status ailment. After this, mechanics will repeat until the end of the fight. Well, that's all of the mechanics. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. This is the first fight guide I've released, so if you'd like to see more of this, consider dropping a like and subscribing. The feedback helps me decide what kind of content to make. As always, thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.